Let's focus on Germany against Mexico tomorrow. Germany, big favourites going into this clash. Mexico, meanwhile, 7-1 outsiders. We'll be talking Germany with Raf in a moment. But let's start, shall we, with Sebastian Salazar and Hercules Gomez. Boys, there was so much controversy leading up to the trip to Russia. Have things settled down in the Mexico camp 24 hours before kickoff?
Settled down. Relative to what it was a week ago, yes, but Herc, in terms of knowing what a starting 11 might be, knowing who the guys off the bench might be, there's very little that's settled about this team.
Yeah, it went from the attention being on the players to all of a sudden now on the coach. I mean, 48 different games, 48 different lineups. The press is freaking out. The general public is freaking out. Doesn't seem to be known if there's even an actual starting 11 that's going to be set for tomorrow's game in the minds of those actual players playing in it. It's a lot of uncertainty.
Yeah, look, Dan, there's nothing settled with this team, and I think really we'll know where this group is at after the Germany game. Not just the reaction from the players, but the reaction from the fans and the press as well. I think this thing is very much right now on a knife's edge for Mexico. This could go really, really bad tomorrow.
But surely confident. Expectations have to take into consideration that this is, without question, the hardest game of the group. So no matter, say they get thrashed, at least then you've got your two easier games, certainly in theory, to try and rebound.
Are you trying to get some rationale out of the Mexican fans and Mexican press right now? And Sebastian Salazar, are you trying to get a rise out of Sebastian? But that's not the way they think. That's not the way they operate.
It's an interesting point that Dan raises. As long as it's not a blowout, right, things are okay. And that's the debate right now with this Mexican team. Should they basically pull an Iceland against Argentina and just put 10 guys behind the ball and hope for the best? Or should they try to go toe-for-toe as they have in the past with big teams where they produce some really good performances, but performances that Herc have always seemed to end in heroic defeats?
The problem is Iceland can do that. That's in their DNA. That's who they are. That's not in Mexico's DNA. They can't sit back and absorb pressure. They don't know how. It's going to be a disaster if they do. But they also can't really play toe-to-toe with the German team for 90 minutes. They have to be smart, diligent, and pick their moments and then try to attack.
A team that's going to sit back has to have a good back line. And right now, Dan, that's just not the case for Mexico.
You're obviously very pessimistic. A lot of Mexican fans, though, have travelled to Russia for this game and the two others. What's the atmosphere been like amongst them? We've seen some great pictures of you boys hanging out with them.
No, man, they are well represented. They are well represented for sure. And I do have to say this, and I don't know if it's just, you know, the World Cup, everybody gets swept up. 2-3 days ago when we were talking to people, there was a lot of negativity. There was a lot of anti-Osorio, Juan Carlos Osorio, the manager. In the last day, today really, I felt an uptick in optimism. I think it might just be we're getting closer to kickoff, but they certainly have brought the party, and at least for now, I found a little more optimism than I did earlier in the week.
Well, I don't know if that's the case, but they're certainly enjoying themselves.
Well, you're not a man
the life
of
the party.
You don't talk to fans. I'm the one out there doing the work.
I'm not a fan like Sebastian Salazar, correct. There's been a huge divide of those anti-Osorios and just those prideful Mexican fans that love following their team and are, no matter what, are in for a good time.